So this is Legion's Elder Dragon Vault, and the one that I have is the gold color variety. Although this actually comes in a couple of different colors, red, blue, green, black, and possibly some others. You can check their website for more details, but it's a double deck box, so it's intended to hold 2 decks. Now, it's actually mostly made, I think, for Magic the Gathering and card games like that. Most deck boxes are, but you can of course use this for Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's kind of the context I'm reviewing it in. So, I guess before we open it, it is a rectangular shape. Of course, it's kind of a premium product, so it's going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier than your typical plastic deck box. But in my opinion, that's a good thing. I'll focus in on it. Yeah, in my opinion, I think that's actually really great. And so it's got this dragon hide interior. If you've used other products or even like clothes that sort of have this leatherish exterior to it, it feels really good in the hands. It's actually really grippy, and so I actually like that. Aesthetically, I guess that's subjective as to whether or not you like it, but it does help because it's very grippy, and also it's really pretty tough. Like, this is pretty thick skinned. It also doesn't like bend easily. You know, I'm actually putting a lot of pressure on it and it doesn't really seem to bend. And I've seen some deck boxes from other brands that do that a lot, so this is a really good thing. It is more of a horizontal product. I know some deck boxes, a lot of people have like tower deck boxes, but if this is a tower, this would be really tall. So it can get away with the size because it's horizontal, and it opens with this big flap here. So let's open it up and see what's inside. I actually already have some decks loaded in. So you get basically 3 compartments. Before I go into that, the material inside of this is actually really great. It's this kind of black, not a microfiber finish, but it's just really textured. I'll focus on it, maybe you can get a better view. Yeah, it's very textured, kind of clothy material. I like it a lot, actually. It feels really, really premium, and it doesn't really seem like it's gonna, tear really easily or anything like that. And so the way that the compartments work is that there are 2 compartments for your decks, and then a compartment in the middle where you could actually theoretically hold, dice, coins, counters, anything of that nature. But for Yu-Gi-Oh, it's actually really, really well sized, I would say. Just because, Yu-Gi-Oh decks, this is main side and extra deck, and this fits in here super comfortably, and there's still a lot of space to spare. If this gives you a better sort of perspective on it, you get a lot of extra space in here. So you could theoretically even have 2 decks in this with a divider, but then you might not be able to have an extra deck. But what you could even do is have like 2 decks in here, 2 decks in here, and then have extra decks for both, like in here. And so the decks, this one sits horizontally, this one sits vertically, it folds inward, and it closes like this. And I would think that maybe, the decks might be loose, but even after, a little bit of shaking, it doesn't open easily at all. So, like, as you can see, I am, just in focus, I'm like shaking it. It does not open. This, I believe, is magnetic, so it keeps everything nice and secure, and your decks stay nice and safe. So it really does its job in that regard. And I guess overall, I would just say it's a really fun product. Fun because it gives a premium feel. It's something that's a little bit more unique, and it'd stand out, because it's got this really cool dragon hidey finish. You can get this in a lot of different colors, so, you can customize it to fit you. And it stands out from just, being another sort of generic tower deck box or generic plastic double deck box. So I really like it. And like I said, it's probably more geared actually towards standard size card games. I know like Magic has Commander and other formats like that, and people in those games tend to double sleeve their cards. So all this extra space and this little bit of extra height on the sides here would probably come in a lot of handy for those games for fitting more cards in this. But in the Yu-Gi-Oh context, this is great. It holds your main, your side, your extra, and it can also hold like token cards. It's a really comfortable fit. So all in all, it's a product that I really like. It comes highly recommended. It's still actually not super heavy, but it just feels really premium and nice. It closes really well and cleanly, and it has a nice little simple minimalistic presentation with a little bit of style because you've got a dragon hide outer covering. So all in all, I really like it. If you're interested in the product, I'm going to leave a link in the description to where you can buy it. And yeah, just highly recommended deck box. Really great quality, really great look, and does its job really well of just keeping your cards safe and secure. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and let me know other products you'd like me to review, and subscribe to Team APS for more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one.